Greetings, everybody. Here you can see the video. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is once again in the spotlight, and it appears like she's terrified of something major that's about to happen to her. Let's talk about this weighty subject today. What's going on? For what threats is she fearful? Please watch this video all the way to the conclusion so we may examine the most recent developments in Gypsy Rose's life and speculate on her future. Life has been tough for Gypsy Rose. Her story may be familiar to many of you from television and documentaries. Her mother, Dee Blanchard, subjected her to years of abuse and manipulation. Thus, she was born into a very terrible position. For a long time, Gypsy was kept in a confined and restricted environment because she was told she had multiple ailments. She broke free of her mother's grip and served time for her role in Dee's death. Now she's attempting to figure out what she wants out of life. However, fresh and serious fears have just emerged for her. Gypsy recently opened up about how worried she is about her own safety. She has discussed feeling frightened and uneasy in interviews and on social media. Is there a specific reason why people are afraid? Does it pertain more to her general position, or does it pertain to something specific that has occurred? What do we know so far? Let's dissect it. The difficulties Gypsy has encountered after her release must be understood first. After her difficult history, many expected her to finally find happiness and tranquility, but that has not been the case. She has had a hard time adjusting to a life that is no longer controlled by her mother. Even now, many people think of her through the lens of her experience, which may prevent them from viewing her as a survivor and instead define her. Someone attempting to put their life back together may feel this judgment heavily. Gypsy has expressed her feelings of isolation as well. She has a hard time relating to others and making friends because she has lived in relative isolation. Anxieties might set up when people are alone. Someone experiencing feelings of isolation may be more sensitive to perceived dangers regardless of their veracity. It appears that Gypsy's terror has reached an extreme level. Gypsy has also voiced worries regarding her own safety. She has recently spoken about how, in interviews, she feels as like someone is continuously trying to hurt her. These emotions may have their roots in her past, and that is something to keep in mind. It is reasonable that she would be more worried about her own safety after everything that happened to her mother. The fact that Gypsy is getting so much attention on social media just adds fuel to the fire. Some of her admirers are really encouraging and hope she does well, but others are quite nasty. Her uneasiness and sense of safety can be heightened by negative remarks and messages. One must keep in mind that their internet interactions can impact their lives in real time. Gypsy may already be anxious about her safety, and the thought of being scrutinized or assaulted online just makes her worse. Keep in mind that Gypsy Rose has a long road of recovery ahead of her as she attempts to overcome the trauma of her past. Even after the traumatic incident has passed, the effects of the trauma may persist. It's not enough to escape a difficult circumstance, you must also find a way to heal from the emotional wounds that linger. This is a long process of healing, and Gypsy appears to be right in the thick of it. Gypsy has spoken about her desire to aid those in a similar position in interviews. She feels compelled to speak out against abuse and the devastation it causes. Still, there are risks associated with trying to be of service to others. She has gone through a lot, and being in the spotlight puts her at risk of criticism, which is terrifying for anyone. Let us now talk about the possible threats that Gypsy is concerned about. Even while no concrete danger has been identified, her concerns appear to stem more from a lack of clarity over the future. Anxieties over what's not known can be substantial. Uncertainty regarding the future, trust in others, and a sense of safety are all things that Gypsy might be concerned about. For someone in her role, these are reasonable worries. Gypsy may encounter legal obstacles in addition to her personal troubles. She may be free of her mother's grip now, but she can't escape the consequences of her mother's deeds. Even if she is free at last, she may be afraid that her past will follow her into the future because of her time spent behind bars. Many people experience anxiety and worry when confronted with the judicial system because of how scary it may be. What can we do to be there for Gypsy Rose right now? We must first listen to her narrative with compassion. We must keep in mind that each person's path is distinct, even though it's easy to look on from the outside. Gypsy was right to be afraid. She had endured unfathomable hardships. As she goes on her journey, we should pay attention to what she has to say and be there for her. We can also help get the word out about the causes she's passionate about. More people will be able to empathize with survivors if we raise awareness about the significance of mental health and the prevalence of abuse. It is possible to make a significant impact on many lives, including Gypsies, by supporting organizations that strive to prevent abuse and assist survivors. Especially while we're communicating online, let us not forget the power of our words. Make an effort to provide a supportive atmosphere for Gypsy Rose and those who have gone through tough times if you're a fan of hers. A person's sense of safety and support can be greatly enhanced by showing them kindness and empathy. Think about taking a stand against internet negativity or just ignoring it. It is important that everyone feels protected and valued. Keep Gypsy Rose in your prayers and thoughts as we follow her tale. She has overcome adversity in the past and is now striving to start over. We can demonstrate our empathy and support while she has fear about the future. Kindness makes a difference, and remember that everyone is fighting a war. Just a friendly reminder to keep an eye out for additional updates on Gypsy Rose's trip as we near the end. Keep yourself updated and offer your support as her narrative unfolds. Give the video a thumbs up and think about subscribing if you liked it. Also, don't forget to share your opinions in the space provided. Is Gypsy's predicament something you can relate to? How can we lend her more strength? You have my whole attention. If you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate it and I hope you've learned something new. Gypsy Rose has overcome adversity, and with our unity, she can continue to thrive. Goodbye for now. Be careful and nice.